is it? 11:53 at night? Okay, fine. Oh, by the way, hello viewers. Another beautiful day. Yeah, hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good. Or excellent. Okay, you MSI Claw fans. I was in here surveying the landscape, and I came across this from Tom's Hardware. Listen to this. It says here MSI Claw. Wait a minute. Duh. I kept saying the claw. It says MSI Lunar Lake Powered Gaming Handheld. Pricing and availability will be revealed in September. MSI Claw 8 AI Plus likely debuts during Intel's Lunar Lake launch event. So MSI has another handheld coming. It says here the second generation Intel Lunar Lake based MSI Claw handheld seems to be looming closer, but will it compete? Got three comments here. It says here yesterday MSI via then it says in parentheses via lowyat.net provided a peek at an official comparison slide between its existing MSI Claw and the upcoming MSI Claw 8 AI Plus handheld gaming device. However, the brand didn't allow journalists present to share the Core Ultra 200V Lunar Lake CPU that the Claw 8 AI will utilize. It says MSI Claw 8 AI Plus will compete with Asus ROG Ally X, though notably the ROG Ally and ROG Ally X use the same AMD Ryzen Z1 Extreme APU. Unlike MSI Claw 8 AI Plus, upgrading from Meteor Lake to a yet unnamed Lunar Lake CPU, the MSI Claw 8 AI Plus was initially revealed at Compute X 2024 alongside a Fallout 4 theme variant of the Claw. However, at the time we didn't get any information on the Claw 8 AI Plus pricing or release date, and MSI still hasn't provided those details until next month. Then they say since MSI has saved that information for a proper reveal next month, there's a chance that the official announcement and full release may not be very far apart, likely before the end of the year. If the upgrade internal take the Asus ROG Ally X Performance crown atop the current handheld gaming market, that would put the MSI Claw 8 AI in a perfect position heading into 2025 and the holiday season. And let's see. They have two screens here. I mean one screen. They have the Claw 8 AI versus the Claw, and see the original Claw is a Core Ultra 7 155H black 716 by 9 FHD 120 Hz 500 nits IPS level touchscreen, supports VRR, 1x Thunderbolt 4, 1x micro SD card reader, 1x audio combo jack, and MSI Claw M, MSI Center M, and 53 watts. Now for the Claw 8 AI, it has it says Sand Dune. The CPU is it's in all red. It's blocked out. And then you have like an 8-inch 16 by 10 FHD, 120 hertz, 500 nits, IPS level touchscreen, support VRR, 2x Thunderbolt 4, 1x micro SD card reader, 1x audio combo jack, MSI Center M.2.0, and it has 80 watts. So basically, the Claw 8 AI is the upgraded version, just like the ROG Ally X. Now, it says here the MSI Claw. I keep saying Claw. The MSI slide doesn't provide new information, and the exact Core Ultra 200 volt CPU model was omitted. We've known since Compute X that MSI Claw 8 AI Plus would leverage an 80-watt battery, slightly larger 8-inch 128 hertz IPS screen with the same overall specs, and add an extra Thunderbolt port. And it says here, none of the hardware information is new, and until we know the specific Lunar Lake CPU in use, we can't attest to the actual value here. Still, early benchmark indicates at least comparable iGPU performance. Core Ultra 7 and Core Ultra 9 models of the MSI Claw 8 AI Plus will likely be the best option for eventual buyers. With any luck for MSI, the price to performance balance for the MSI Claw 8 AI Plus will be better than the original MSI Claw. The MSI Claw isn't necessarily a bad handheld. Still, the cheaper pricing of the entry-level Steam Deck, the better display of the Steam Deck OLED, and the superior performance of the Asus ROG Ally and ROG Ally X leave it in a precarious market position. MSI next generation handheld availability and pricing will be unveiled in September. The official announcement will likely be September 3rd, since that's the day that Intel will launch the chip maker Core Ultra Lunar Lake processor. And that's the end of the article. We have 3 comments. That's what they're talking about here. If I can get these comments here. Let's see. The Second Power said this: in theory, the Lunar Lake is the best APU for gaming handheld to date. The XE2 graphics on paper appears on par with the 16 RDNA 3 Plus compute units in Ryzen 300, but possibly at a lower power, and the CPU will probably be lower powered. It's not perfect. Game support and Proton support is a little worse on Intel graphics. Then he says in parentheses, not bad. Lunar Lake probably won't be compatible with SteamOS until Linux 6.12 is released. Then he says in parentheses, which is coming soon. And MSI Claw isn't as popular with reviewers as the Asus Ally and Valve Steam Deck, but I think the MSI Claw with Lunar Lake will be the most compelling handheld this year. Alright. And then Cyrus Fox said this: I really hope I can find a launch device Lunar Lake with 32 gigs, then he says in parentheses, ends with an 8 in the model number, close parentheses, of RAM at high res screen, 2880 by 1800 between 12-16 on a decent form factor. The power to energy efficiency should be exceptional. Can't wait for the iGPU uplift and Intel having a CPU that is power efficient again. Otherwise, I better figure out AMD offering. Really, their naming structure makes it really hard to compare. What are you getting? I hate how they changed the first letter based off release last year. They have too many SKUs and it's hard to know what you are getting. Is it the third digit that tells you the version of the Zen you are getting? Question mark. And then who's this? The striker said this. He's referring to Cyrus Fox. He said this: as long as the extra screen and battery don't add significant amount of weight, this ought to be an interesting device. Low powered efficiency has been where AMD has really beaten Intel, so LNL having 17 watt / 30 watt PL1/2 put it right in the handheld sweet spot, given that this also includes memory. If the pricing is right and the GPU performance is enough of an increase, this seems like it has potential to be a solid upgrade over what is on the market. And then he responds to Cyrus Fox. He says, when Cyrus Fox said, I hate they changed the first letter based off the release year. They have too many SKUs and it's hard to know what are you getting. Is it the third digit that tells you the version of Zen you are getting? Question mark. The striker said this. That's how it was last gen, but now they've got AI 300 series for Zen 5. How else could you have fun names like Ryzen AI 9 HX 370 question mark exclamation point tech? Naming is always dumb for a reason, but AMD has especially made a mess on mobile the last couple of generations. That's the end of the article with the 3 comments. Well, look like MSI is upgrading, just like how Asus did it, just like how Valve did with the Steam Deck OLED. And based on this picture that I have here, the CPU is scratched out, so we don't know. But then you got an 8-inch 16 by 10, 120 hertz, 500 nits IPS level touchscreen. Supports VRR. Okay. And they're using M.2. That's 80 watts. So it looks like MSI or Intel, they're keeping up with the times, and upgrading their hardware to stay competitive in the market. So, and that's what you're gonna have to do. So yeah, remember when the Steam Deck came out, people were talking about the battery life, and it didn't have an OLED screen, and little did we know that Valve was sitting there taking notes and working on the OLED, and then they dropped it on the public out the blue. So yeah, and then Asus did the same thing. So when it comes to these handheld PCs, you gotta upgrade, to keep up with the demands, of video games. So MSI is doing the same thing. So we'll see what they do. We'll see what happens next. Matter of fact, this is September. Today's the 1st. So we'll see what happens this month. If any more news come out on this. So yeah. Claw 8 AI Plus. Okay, all right. So we shall see. We will see what MSI have in store, especially with their new their Lunar Lake processor. Tech industry moves right along, folks. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this video if y'all enjoyed it. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars and Star Trek fan. Dark side. Come on. Peace.